everyone. We want to welcome you today to the We Are Flora Pearl podcast. I am your host, Latasha J. Humphrey, founder of the Flora Pearl Foundation, Incorporated, with my phenomenal co-host,
Nisaa Muhammad.
Nisaa Muhammad. And we're so excited to get into the podcast today. But before we get started, we want to let our audience know that this podcast is being brought to you by the Flora Pearl Foundation, where our vision is bridging the gap, building a legacy. The goal is to create a community of women and girls to build healthy relationships and partnerships for generations to come. This channel provides a platform for greatness to shine. Our mission is that we are a 501c3 community-focused nonprofit mentoring organization, building healthy relationships and partnerships between women and girls through education, community service, networking, unification, and career planning. Our inspiration is Flora Pearl Humphrey. She was my paternal grandmother. She was indeed a beacon of light, not only for her family, but for all of those who came in contact with her. So I do want to give a disclaimer, and the views and opinions expressed in We Are Flora Pearl podcast are those of the panelists and do not necessarily reflect the official policy or position of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated or any of its affiliated entities. So, audience, I do want to let my co-host say something right now. What do you want to say, Nisaa?
How's it going? Hey, so like she said, my name is Nisaa Muhammad. I don't know. I didn't see what to say. I am an auntie. I am that auntie. I am a daughter. I'm a sister. I am forever a student. I'm an author. Yes, indeed. I'm a youth advocate, and I'm an advocate for Black individuals and Black women. Very specifically to the Black women.
Hey.
Yeah.
That's what's up. And this year, audience, so we are celebrating 13 years of the Flora Pearl Foundation Incorporated. And what we wanted to do was kind of bring a new thing this year, which we are calling 13 Pearls, like the 13 Pearls series. And so we're going to have different episodes. And we're actually going to have 13 pearls in the form of questions. And so my first guest, as you all have heard, it is Ms. Nisaa Muhammad. So she's going to go ahead and kind of be the one that's going to launch this thing off. Okay. And Nisaa, are you ready?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so the first question is, what piece of advice were you given that has served you well?
What piece of advice was I given to serve you well? Goodness, I guess my grandma, my paternal grandmother, love her down. Okay, shout out to Mary Sue all day. She was always just kind of like, do it. That was the advice. The advice was just do it. I was like, oh yeah, grandma, I got a recital. Do it. Oh, grandma, I'm going here. Do it. Oh, I'm gonna do it. And then she'd follow up with live, laugh, love. Like that was her. Like you would think she invented it. So I think that's the advice that has served me well. It's do it and live, love, laugh, or live, laugh, love. And over the years, I've adapted it to my own little saying, which is, I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. So, yeah, that's the one for sure. Like anytime I'm like, well, maybe I'll be like, do it, live, laugh, love. So yeah.
But you know what? Since you've said that, I'm gonna skip another question I was about to ask. I want to ask you then, what do you do for fun, Ms. Liv?
Everything. Everything. I travel, I read, I am an author, and I know that can be work sometimes, but it's super, super fun for me. I get in my mirror and I dance around. Sometimes I just say whatever pops into my head and watch people react, and that's a good time as well. So literally anything that my mind brings up, I'm like, okay, that's what we're gonna do. But most important, like most of all, is travel. I love. So where are we going next? Where are we going? Let's go. So yeah.
Oh, I love it. So the next question that I wanted to ask now, this is a contrary to the first one, right?
Okay.
What piece of advice were you given that you decided not to follow and had to release?
Ooh. That's a trick question. I'm a black woman. You know how much advice people be giving me? I don't want to hear. Oh God. I don't even remember who said it. I just remember not liking how I felt when I heard it. And to the effect, it was something along the lines of just like suck it up type deal. Like, oh well, suck it up. And I'm just like, I don't like that. Like if this is bothering me, if I don't feel this way, or if I don't whatever, like suck it up. I don't want to do that. I don't want
Yeah.
to do that. So I think that is it. And I've never been one to suck it up. If I feel a way, you're gonna know. If I this, if I that, like I'm very much like I'm gonna say it. And so I think that was the one. Just kind of like a yeah, then suck it up. Like that's the sum of it. But it was something more, they put it more poetically, of course. But that whole just kind of deal with it thing, I'm like, I don't want to do that. I don't like it.
Yeah, that's not what we're doing. Right, right,
Yeah.
right. So how do you show up for yourself every day?
Um, I haven't been actively practicing this, so I need to get better at it. To be honest,
Okay.
y'all,
No
it's
judgment, no
been
judgment, but go
yeah,
ahead.
say space, y'all. It's been a couple weeks, okay? Leave me alone. Actively showing up for myself though, when I'm having like when I'm really taking care of myself and whatnot, I take quiet time, and I really do. I mean, in a real way, I shut it all down and just be silent. Phone off, no music, and just really sit on the ground and just be like, okay, what's the vibes with us today? And that's how I try to show up for myself every day. I haven't been doing it the last couple of weeks, but I will. I'll yoga mat it or go outside, sit on the ground, and just be like, okay, let's just be and focus. So yeah,
I love it.
yeah.
Nisaa, what inspires you?
Um, it's a little bit of everything. So me personally, I inspire myself because I want to be happy. So that's
Mm.
an inspiration every day. Like, I'm not doing anything else I don't enjoy. If it's not making me happy, I don't want to deal. My siblings are super inspirational to me. You know how they joke around and they be like, "Oh, these are not the parents I got," but they're really not. And because I don't, my siblings have a different set of parents in that essence. They get to see like I get to see them explore new avenues and their talents and really like express themselves in ways that we had to kind of snuff in or just be like we can't do that quite yet. So they're always an inspiration to me. I'm inspired by other Black women who just like can't stop, won't stop. Like they just like, nah, I'm gonna do my thing. I love that. So yeah, that.
I love it. Okay. So what are some self-care tips that you have for yourself? And I know you
Mm.
kind of talked about like the alone time, and that was something, and showing up for yourself. But what are some things actively like that are some tips?
Journal,
Ah,
because I I carry a notebook everywhere I go. We gonna have some time to write some things out. I love a journal. I always have a water cup. We gonna drink. Shout out to my sister for
mm,
my cup. So we're gonna drink our water. We're gonna have our journal. And every once in a while, I'll get somewhere where maybe nobody's around, and I'm gonna scream. If I just need to, I'm gonna scream and I'm gonna stretch. So those are my self care tips.
I love it. What would you like to say to your younger self?
Hmm. Um, I would say Valio la Pena, which is it's a Spanish translation of "It was worth it." And
Mm,
I remember, and I used to live in California. I have a really good friend of mine. He's from Panama, and we were talking about just what was going on in life, and he was like, he said it, and I was like, oh, what's that mean? And he told me, and I was like, okay, yeah, I like that. So that's literally what I would tell him. Like, we're gonna go through some stuff, girl. We're gonna live life, and life is gonna live us. But Valio la Pena, it was worth it. Yeah.
good deal. What is your favorite movie?
I'm such a girl. Okay. Love Jones is my favorite movie. I don't care. I don't care. Larissa Taste Tate. Okay. Nia Long. Why not? Who wouldn't? Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's the fave. Right, right, right. No,
Yes.
I love me some Love Jones
That's
now.
my
so,
favorite. Yes. So
so
beautiful.
yes, absolutely. Okay, now what is your theme music when you walk into a room? If that's what it has to be, what is it?
Look, is this my PC one or do you want my regular one? Because I got one for when I'm really trying to. and I got
Oh
another one.
my. Say the cutesy.
I'm gonna say the one that's gonna be like, okay, no, for Vibrant Thing by Q-Tip. That's your girl, real good. Hey, and you know he wrote that for Janet Jackson, who happens to also be a Taurus. I'm just saying.
Look, see, right.
Yeah, biggest thing in my itty bitty world. Yeah, that's my theme song right there.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Now, let me ask you this.
Yes, ma'am.
What would you like your legacy to be?
My legacy. Um, I want it to be one where I have helped anybody to feel like there is no glass ceiling, especially young Black children, for them to be like, hey, you know, this is a thing. And I always tell the students, like, my students, like, make good choices. Like, that's my thing for them. And so, you know, in that way, like helping them to realize there's no glass ceiling, like they can do anything they want to do. But really, I want outside of other people. For me, my legacy is she came, she saw, maybe she was tired. She had a good time while she was here. And I want that to be that because I want people to realize that life really is short. So why not enjoy it? I want people to make good choices and have a good time while they make it. That's my legacy.
Oh, yes,
Yeah,
yes. And I know, like you were saying, you're an advocate definitely for the youth. And so
absolutely.
I would want to know what pearl of wisdom would you share to add value to a young girl who looks like you?
Ooh, um, I would say I would say that caskets don't come with bunk beds. And what I mean by that is there is a culture for young Black girls, whether you're the first daughter, second daughter, whatever, there's a culture where we are the caretakers or we end up being the lifters of all the weight in our families. And then if you're the strong friend, it happens within your friendships and it happens within like, you know, at work sometimes, or if you're just somebody you casually meet, we always end up taking on more than what we weigh. And so for me, it would be caskets don't come with bunk beds, meaning
Mhm.
at the end of it, take care of yourself. So that way, at the end of it all, it's you and the creator, and you feel good about this life that you live.
Oh, I love that. Yeah. Mm,
That would be it.
that's some good stuff. So, Dr. Maya Angelou, and rest in power to her,
Yes.
she, one of her favorite, and I say favorite, were her famous quotes is when people show you who they are, believe them. The first time, if I'm not mistaken, that's what she said. Can you share your thoughts on that?
Man, she was preaching. She was preaching. I think it has a lot to do. Man, hindsight is 2020. And so there are a lot of times where we take on friendships, relationships, and we put ourselves in situations where it's like, man, if I had thought better or if I had moved better, and then we tend to carry guilt for the decisions that we've made because we keep giving people the opportunity to show us that they're different from who they've already shown us they are.
Mm,
So I think that in that quote, I feel like take it for face value the first time. They call them red flags now, but it
mm,
really is. They call them red flags. Like, oh, this is a red flag. This is a red flag. Baby, just pay attention. Like your eyes, your
right.
mind, your discernment, it does not deceive you. Lock in, as the kids say, lock in, pay attention, and take it for what it is. That way you save yourself a whole lot of heartbreak and a heartache and just agony down the line. So that's
I
my
love
thoughts
it.
on it. Yeah.
Good deal. Good deal. So right now, I would like you to just close your eyes right now.
Okay.
Take a moment and think about gratitude. So, what
Hmm.
are three things that you are grateful for in this moment?
Ooh, you gonna make me cry. That's crazy. Um,
Mhm.
um, hmm. I am grateful for. Sisterhood. Because the last 2 years have been the most disgusting years of my life. Just awful.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a sister that is just so amazing, like super, super amazing. Like if I've ever, like, even when I feel like I'm not seen, she's like, okay, where you at? Like, what's going on here? So I really, really appreciate her. Um, I have a supervisor who I have been tumbling through the ways in the last 2 years. And I mean, just the accommodation and just the flexibility and the understanding has been so unreal. And I think about it consistently. And I'm so appreciative of you. And I want to let you know that because there's no other space, I feel like, as a Black woman where all that has happened, and all that has happened, and I would still be able to say, and I have my job and I enjoy the job that I have. So sisterhood is a huge thing. My mama joking for say she's not one of my little friends, but girl, yes, she is. And my very best one at that. And I really appreciate her because she has learned a lot about her childhood in the last couple years. And I mean, ride or die for real. So yeah, sisterhood is a beautiful thing. Like when you really experience it in this space time reality, and you have Black women who just show up and they don't want nothing from you but for you to be you. That's what's up, and I really, really appreciate that. So that's the one. That's very long, and I'm sorry, but that's the one. Two, I am grateful for discernment. I'm so grateful for discernment. Woo! Because baby, being tapped in or how you out the way, and I love it. Thank you for discernment. Okay, I really very much am. I'm so grateful for that, and I'm very, very much grateful for I say opportunity, because even when you feel like your back is against the wall or things are falling apart and you're not really sure what's happening next, there's always something around that corner. And so I'm grateful that opportunity falls in my lap. I'm grateful that opportunity is like most time handed to me, or just there's always a way made for opportunity. So that's yeah, those are my three: sisterhood, discernment, and opportunity.
I love it.
Yeah.
Woo!
I know,
Good
you're
stuff.
making
Good
a
stuff.
thug cry. That's
That wasn't the goal. Just think about it as it's a cleanse. How about
very
that?
cleansing. Absolutely. Yeah. Yes,
Well,
ma'am.
what we're going to do is kind of, we're going to raise the vibration even a little bit more. And I want to kind of end with something super cutesy. It's going to kind of be a this or that situation. Let me give you about 5. So you say this or basically you're going to say which one or the other. How about that? Okay.
Get with this, so I can get with that.
Number 1.
Okay.
Pancakes or waffles?
Oh, dad. Okay. I like waffles.
All right.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate or milk chocolate?
Milk chocolate, unless it's a man.
Backpack or suitcase?
Am I traveling? I'm sorry. That's what I need. Am I traveling, or is it just in general?
In general.
Ooh, give me a backpack. I don't like nothing. Why? Yeah, backpack me.
I ain't fooling with you. Sunrise or sunset?
Sunset, because I'm not getting up that early.
Look,
I
should have known you was gonna
before, but I want to see
it. Chrome or Safari?
Chrome, because I'm always on my computer.
River or lake?
I'm gonna say river.
River. Okay.
It feels safer because it just feels like I can put my feet in it, walk out, anybody gonna take me away. You know what I mean? Respect to the lake and all the other large bodies of water, but give me a little trickle.
Good deal.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming to play, for just all the good stuff. And I'm looking forward to us doing this together as we move forward and get into episode 2 and 3, and we kind of move forward with the season. So do you have any last words that you would like to share?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me as the first guest of the season. Talk about an honor. I don't know if there's any readers out in the world, but if there is, it's Takeah Latimore, TakeahLatimore everywhere. I write about Black love. So go ahead and, soak that in. And I guess, like I tell the kids, please, y'all, make good choices. Okay.
Well, I love it. Thank you again for being able to be with me, and also for being number one. Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
So we thank you all so much for joining us today, and we look forward to talking with you all soon. Keep shining.